hate puppies.
Moving good, Troy. Moving quick.
Good
Feeling
podcast.
good. Oh, we're podcasting.
I feel threatened.
That is awesome.
That's cool.
Any old wagon is
Hell yeah.
awesome.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what you should be drinking this weekend or eat. Again, another time. This time we're going to be doing drinking. And I do hope that this one fares better than the Light Strike.
How could it?
Light Strike.
Very easily.
The only beer you can drink or pour on an open wound.
Alcoholic Gatorade. Just what we needed.
We are certainly watching the single most distracting thing you can watch while trying to do a podcast, which is a Meekum auto auction. This happens every so often. We're out here recording and we'll put a Meekum auto auction on and nothing draws the eye. I'm dead serious. Like, football games don't distract us, but like, we're looking at a 56 Chevrolet Townsend custom wagon with a full redone interior, totally modern. Everything about this thing's modern except the look. And it's like shit in your pants and go blind beautiful.
It's crazy because I'm not really a car guy. I don't drive nice cars, but I can watch car stuff all the time.
All day. In fact, I like the Meekum auto auction far more than I like the like those reality car shows, which I watch a ton of.
Yeah.
But the Meekum auto auction is the ADHD car show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just every 2 minutes there's something cool to see.
Yeah, here's a minute of the sexiest thing you've ever seen, followed by something sexier.
And it's like an iPod shuffle from back in the day where it's like you literally go from a brand new Corvette to some, something from the 40s. And you're like, I didn't know, how can I like gangster rap and Motown? But here I am.
I like them both.
I love both of them.
Yeah, it's the sexiest, most distracting show you can watch. But I'm over, and we were just talking before this show even started about good car decisions, bad car decisions. I'm on the precipice of a potentially disastrous car decision.
You've never made a bad car decision since the day I met you. So I think you should follow your instinct.
Did you see the CJ7 I had?
Didn't know you then.
Oh, then you haven't seen the worst car decision I ever made. That one was bad. I ended up putting brand new tires on it. It cost me $1,500. Sold it for $1,500 with those little nubs still on the tire, the little piece.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, I literally drove it from the place where they installed the tires back home. It never started again. In fact, the Craigslist ad said,
never drove it?
After that, everything went to shit. It broke again. And then when I went to put the key in it, the steering column snapped off.
Wow.
And I was like, holy shit, the whole steering column just came out with the key. The whole ignition column. I was like, that's unbelievable.
And you just threw your hands up?
I was like, I think I need to cut my losses because something else had broken yet again. I'd already rebuilt the carbs, rebuilt everything. And I'm doing all this work, like myself, like shade tree mechanicking it.
Well, we might have found the problem here, Dave.
Maybe, but there were so many.
I fixed that column the week before.
Yeah, what the fuck? No, it was.
No, they're notoriously known for breaking down.
It was so bad. In fact, the Craigslist ad when I sold it said, brand new 35-inch, 1250 Mud Kings
With a free Jeep.
$1,500 free 76 CJ7 with it. And I couldn't sell the Jeep for $1,500 for weeks.
Yeah.
I got no bites.
You think somebody bought it just for the wheels and tires?
I think as soon as this dude saw it and he was like, what's this? He looked up the tires and he saw the free CJ7 that came with it. I had that thing sold in less than 24 hours from when the ad went up. 2 dudes showed up with a trailer and pushed that thing on there. And I was
What'd you pay for the Jeep? Like, what do you think how much did you lose there?
I think I only paid like $2,500 for the Jeep. But
So you lost a lot.
Yeah.
Because you're $4,000 plus into it and you sold for $1,500.
Oh, it was ugly. Oh, I did pay $1,500 for the tires.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I was $1,500 plus
25
that's
plus
$2,500 that I lost.
25. If you paid $2,500 and you pay $1,500
I got 1,500 back, so there's net.
Yeah.
I'm out 1,000 plus the 1,500, so I'm at 2,500. But that's discrediting
all the headaches.
the new carbs I bought
Yeah.
and all the new things that I did to it to get it going.
Well, this will make you feel better. I took Kirst's Jeep to my mechanic to get inspected, and he called me up the next day and said, "Oh, frame's rusted out
Of the Jeep?
of the Kirst one."
No. The one that's burnt orange?
No, it's a burgundy.
Okay.
It's not the white
The
one.
one you were trying to sell last year
Yes.
that you were trying to sell me?
Well, I was not pushing hard because that Jeep just gave.
I think
me
you said you didn't want to sell it to a friend.
Yeah, it just.
Yeah, but
gave
I didn't
me
know
a-
the frame. I thought the frame was in good shape.
That thing's passed inspection the past 3 years. So now all of a sudden, frame's rusted out. Like, oh,
So does that mean it won't pass inspection?
I'm just done with that thing. Like,
Allow me.
literally hated it the day I got it.
Didn't it break down the day you got it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Allow me to repeat
I can see why you hated it.
what you kept saying to me when I was looking at the Jeep. The transfer case alone, because it's a Rubicon, is worth this much.
Yeah.
And the axles are worth this much.
Yeah.
You could buy it at this price and part it out.
I also said.
Dave, this is your lucky day, my friend. Part it out.
I also said to drive it for 4 months and see if you like it, and then buy it.
You were trying to kill me. Had a rusted out frame Jeep. It's like the slow play murder.
Yeah.
Which is so much better because every hitman you try to hire on the internet is just a cop. Just go buy an old rusted out Jeep and give it to the person you want to die. It'll work itself out.
Well, I did tell my mechanic, I'm like, sell the axles and transfer case with a free Jeep.
There it is.
Is that your plan?
Yeah.
That's actually not a bad plan.
Like, honestly, I just
Dana 40 axle.
don't want it in my life.
I was going to say, you don't even want to see it at this
Right.
point.
Yep.
Clear out the space in the garage.
I've made so many good decisions, and
They're not all winners.
I guess I'm entitled to one horrible, horrible decision.
Well, I'm looking at a bad decision. I've got a couple days to figure it out. I found a Jaguar on Bring a Trailer that I covet.
Oh, those things are so reliable.
They're
Yes.
super reliable. Everybody knows Jaguar equals reliability.
Well, everybody knows if you're looking for reliability, you go with the British.
Especially electrical.
Yes.
If you've got one, you got none. You have to have two. One in
Yeah.
the shop and one you drive.
Well, Brendan is lousy with cars, so he can have a shop car.
I'm not lousy with cars. I'm pretty good with cars ever
No,
since
lousy
I gave
means
up.
like it's a lot. You have a lot of cars.
Oh, yes, I do. But I've learned over time that
No, you make great car decisions. That's why I think the Jaguar is in your future.
well, these days I do. That CJ was the final straw. That was the CJ I bought after the CJ that I bought were on the way home. The wheel came off literally at 55 miles an hour. And I was at 55 because I was doing 65, but then I started feeling a wobble that made me uncomfortable. And I let off.
So you had that thing in the wind. That thing was topped out at 65.
Yeah. And then the tire just shot off. And when the tire
That's a
shot
cool
off-
feature.
Yeah, it started skidding as a semi passed me. But maintained, got it over to the side of the road. And my buddy literally, who was following me home, who had driven me out to get it, he goes, I was positive I was watching you die. I saw the semi go by. I saw the wheel start wobbling, and I didn't even have time to call you to tell you to pull over when that bitch shot off and you started scraping along the ground. And I was like, yeah, that was pretty sketchy. And I remember I had quit smoking, and he was like, you doing all right? And I was like, give me a cigarette. I smoked that cigarette, and then you know what we did? I got it towed back to the house from the dude I bought it from, and I demanded my money back.
Did you get
Did
it?
you?
I did. I got my money back.
Nice.
Wow.
I was like, that's fucking crazy. You sold me a car that didn't even have lug nuts on the fucking tire.
Well, it obviously had lug nuts.
It did, but they weren't like on.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, I just had the tire work. I was like, well, your mechanic didn't tighten the fucking lug
That's not
nuts.
his fault.
It still freaked me out.
I mean,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
You're
it's
right
just-
to be freaked out and you're right to be upset, but honestly, the dude could have told you to pound sand.
He should have told me to pound sand.
Yeah.
Did you bring the wheel back?
Yeah, I gave him everything.
Okay. You have
And
to
the-
like chase it
No lug
500
nuts.
yards down the highway.
It wasn't that far away. Yeah,
Did
yeah.
it damage it?
Yeah. Yeah, I said, here's your car back at that price. And you know what I think I gave him 500 back. I was like, this 500 is yours.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
It was like,
That's fair.
But I was like, but I need my money back. And here's $500 because that fucking thing,
You almost killed me.
you almost killed me. And I'm just a little freaked out.
My buddy had that happen in his Jeep. After he had some tire work done, they didn't tighten down one of them, and the same thing happened.
Jesus.
But I don't think it damaged anything.
I don't think this did end up damaging much except my
Rear
psyche.
tire?
It was a rear tire.
Yeah. I'm sure it just hit the frame and scraped it up a little, but it probably didn't.
Scared the bejesus out
Yeah.
of me. But so that was a CJ, then another CJ, and then I bought a Toyota 4Runner.
And you've been aces.
Literally still have it since then because I think the Japanese might make good cars.
That sounds racist, so I'm not going to.
It's like a
Like-
positive racism.
Yeah, but by saying that, you're saying everyone else sucks at it, and I'm not here for that.
Okay, so racist by like
Racism,
exclusion.
racism, man.
I excluded everyone
Yes.
else, so that
Yeah,
then it's
now you're
racist.
getting it.
Okay, yeah, fair. They make great cars. They make great cars, and they're
I mean, I have a Honda Pilot with 230,000 miles on it, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna get a Jaguar with 100,000 miles on it and a turbocharged engine.
Just pronounce it Jaguar,
No,
and it'll be more reliable.
Jaguar.
you gotta add syllables. Jaguar.
You know what's nice about that car is that all the body structure is aluminium,
Oh,
and I could say shit like that
Yeah.
if I have a Jaguar.
dude, you know 100% he will totally be like
I don't
boot-
think he's going to
boot,
do that.
bonnet, like he will fit all the British shit in there.
Oh hell yeah!
I think his brain is figured out.
A lorry just blew right by me.
He has no room in the driveway.
He doesn't
And that-
have room for the shit he has
And
now.
that car demands a garage. If you're
That's-
speculating on value.
Look, I tell Brendan not to do a lot of stuff all the time, but I'm 100% him buying his dream car. But my one holdup is if you don't have a garage, it's kind of dumb. Like,
Well-
to me, that's the dumbest part of this.
Yeah.
The garage will just be for British vehicles. That's where the Triumph Bonneville,
I've seen your garage.
the Triumph Bonneville motorcycle, British.
I've seen your garage.
The Jaguar with the aluminium body.
That garage couldn't fit a Jaguar Matchbox in it.
Well, we're gonna have to get everything out except the Triumph. It'll just be British vehicles in the garage.
Actually, would
and
that-
oil spots.
Would that long ass vehicle even fit in there?
If I put the Triumph in the boot,
You would have to put it to the side. I don't think it'd fit if you had the Triumph like at the back of the garage,
You should just hang the Triumph from the ceiling
There you
of
go.
the pallet house.
like an art piece.
I mean, that's all it does now. It
And
doesn't
then
run,
oil can drip down on everyone.
which is good on your skin.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that.
I think you should get it. I think first, look, let's not be dumb. First, build a garage, then get it.
Well, the auction ends on Tuesday, so
There'll be another one.
not that color with those rims. Woo-wee. Making good choices.
It's a 101.
As a guy who has been hunting these for years, it's pretty rare. The last time I saw one of these was coming out of a place in Florida, and it was actually the better option. It was an old man.
London, Florida.
You know the spot. Yeah. It was, and I've pined for it ever since.
I did used to love any Jag or British car that was British racing green with a tan interior.
It's the look.
It's a cool look.
It's the combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll get that, and then I'll be broke.
You're broke already.
That's right. I think it'd be one of those cars I'd buy and like just drive it for a couple years and get rid of it.
Yeah, you're known for getting rid of your cars you buy.
Well, this one would have to go, or build the big garage.
Or sell one of the other 5 cars you have.
Well, what am I going to sell? I got all this stuff, and I got a boat. Oh, speaking of the boat, dude, I can't use the boat.
Yeah, that's how boats work.
That's what everyone says. And I've always thought to myself,
If only he'd known this, Dave.
you know how I look at boats? I look at it like
A
meth.
status symbol.
No, like meth or heroin. Yeah, you have problems with meth or
Yeah,
heroin.
not me.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I can
control this.
I can do a little meth or heroin and I'll never become addicted. So I bought a boat.
Yes.
And it turns out everyone's addicted to meth or heroin. It's just you can't, you shouldn't do it. I was not immune to boating issues. So my boat is super cool when it runs, which I think is what most boats are.
Here's the first boating issue that no one wants to admit, and it's kind of on your meth and heroin thing. Like, you're like, I'll just do it on the weekends.
I'm just gonna do a little boat.
Yeah, just a little boat.
Just do a little boat here and there.
So everyone I know that buys a boat, except for, and when I say everyone, obviously not everyone, select few, actually use it. But everyone thinks, oh my gosh, I'm going to use the holy hell out of this boat. Like, we're going to be the boating fan. Like, we're going to be on the water
We're going to
nonstop.
boat so hard. So hard.
I probably won't see you anymore because I'll be boating all the time.
Yeah, I'm boating, and you're not a waterman.
Yeah.
So
you don't have a boat, so we probably won't even hang out.
I don't see what we have in common anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm eating cheeseburgers in paradise,
We're
motherfucker.
joining boat clubs. We have new boat friends.
It's what we do.
Yeah.
We're boaters.
Yes.
Just like heroin. I only hang out with heroin people.
Exactly.
Because everyone else is lame. They don't get it. Stealing copper out of walls is dope.
But it's and it's kind of on the same level of like you buy the side by side or the golf car or whatever toy you buy. You think this is my new thing.
Okay, but side by sides and golf carts, they run.
Yes, they tend to run more.
No one ever says the two
boats are always
days of a
breaking
golf cart is the day you buy it, the day you sell it. No, they don't say that.
And they don't say, you know what boat stands for? Bring out another 1,000.
They don't say those funny
like when those are
things.
the two like sayings I know I apply to boats more than anything else. They're never like, you know what everybody says about a boat? You'll never regret owning it. That's not a thing.
Never says it. Say boats get you ass.
Yeah. How's your boat?
No ass. No ass. And it's been wild.
Yeah.
In fact, the last time I was in my boat, I got to show my wife where the oar was.
Ooh, you have one of those fancy boats that you get to paddle?
All boats have oars.
A paddle boat.
You hope to never see them.
Yeah.
My wife has seen my oar.
Nice.
You know what gets a woman super ready to bang?
Yeah.
Breaking out your oar in your power boat. But I got one, and here it is.
Yeah. I hope you have two.
Look how big it is. No, because I'm a man.
But your boat's more like a paddleboard anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it's small.
It's a John boat or a dinghy.
So my boat developed this real cool thing.
Yeah, you think it's small till you're fucking oaring that thing back to shore and you're like, geez.
It's heavy enough.
Yeah.
So my boat's sweet because in the driveway, it'll start up like it's fucking meant to be.
Nice.
Boom, fires up. You're like, hell yeah. But it's a jet boat, so you can't run it long and you can't like troubleshoot it. It's like you got like 15 seconds. So you got to shut that bitch off before you start.
All boats are like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have to have water cooling.
But they have
motor.
water. But if you have a hose running to an outboard, can't you just run it for a while?
Yeah, that's how you flush it.
So I can flush mine, but I can't run it for an extended period of time. Is that how all boats are?
Yeah, you can't just crank an outboard.
You can put rabbit ears that inject water in an outboard, and you can run it all day on land.
Yeah.
So I can't do that. It's like basically all.
Yeah, I don't know how your jet boat works. I assume it has a coolant, but it might be water cooled, and therefore that's why you probably need the water.
They say run it for like 15, 20 seconds, cut that bitch off before you start. And that's with the hose
and the
running.
impeller's running,
all the things.
Yeah, it needs to be.
So it runs great on land.
At 15 seconds.
And then when you put it in the water, it'll fire up and it'll do its thing. And you're like, hell yeah, we're rocking and rolling. It's after it warms up, when you shut it down, it won't start again.
Yep, that sounds like a boat.
Yeah, it's pretty problematic.
Yeah.
So my wife and I went out to the sandbar, like partied it up. Woo! Everybody's having fun, because I was hanging with boat people.
Yeah, yeah.
How long was it shut down?
Probably 45 minutes. And then I went to start it up, and that bitch said, nice try, bitch.
Did it crank?
Oh, it cranked.
It was like trying to start.
It just doesn't start.
Just doesn't fire.
And
Turn over.
I can't figure out what the hell is causing this. And so I thought I'd fixed it. I got back from the Scandals trip where it had done this on the last day. Got back from the Scandals trip and changed the oil. Went in, checked all the plugs. There wasn't like water getting on them or anything. No, everything was good.
Like gunked up.
Yeah, I was like, okay. But then it fired up. So I was like, okay, something in what I did fixed the glitch.
Yeah.
Not the case, because then we went out and got stranded. And then fortunately, I was able to get it started. And then I was like, all right, we're good. Now I've had the off season. It's been winterized. And now I'm trying to find someone to work on it. And I've been calling around. I got this guy out in the country, and he worked on it the last time. And he was like, yeah, if you ever have any issues, let me know. Well, now he's like, new phone, who dis? He's just not responding to me. So now I'm kind of stuck because people who work on jet skis don't want to work on
Jet boats. People who work on boats don't want to work on jet boats.
So I've got 2 classes of people that work on boats or on watercraft.
Yeah.
And neither one of them will touch my boat. So I'm kind of stuck. So now I need listeners. If anybody out there has jet boat experience and you're familiar with this particular problem, because I see this come up a lot in the
Have you asked any of your friends at Godfrey's?
at Scandals?
No. Godfrey's, the bar downtown?
Yeah,
Or any of your Miata friends?
they don't.
Like, there's a certain group you hang out with that I think would probably know some jet boat owners and
Maybe.
mechanics.
I get your joke. I'm letting it fall flat.
It's not a joke. I'm just saying your lifestyle is your lifestyle, and you should know some people.
I wasn't on.
I'm trying to help.
I wasn't on the water long enough to get to know them.
Hey-o.
They don't trust me. They don't trust me. But so like I
More
can't.
of a no strings attached type.
I even called like the Sea-Doo because it's a Sea-Doo Sportster, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll get this.
They're like, you have that turd?
No, they're like, oh, we don't service those. Good luck. And then
We
they'll
don't service the thing we created.
they'll put you on like wild goose chases.
Yeah.
But I'm not having a lot of luck. So I'm starting to think I'm the guy. I have to be the one to like
Fix it?
figure it out.
Yeah, dude. I don't know about that.
I've
No
been-
offense. Like, I was having this, I think we were talking about this last week. Like, it's kind of like, yeah, you might be able to work on an engine, but like you need somebody else to work on a small engine. Like, they're their own animal.
That's funny. I ran into a small engine person the other day and I was like, do you do jet boats? Just like a shot in the dark, you know? Because this dude does all the small engine stuff. It's like, you ever fuck with jet boats? It's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no.
Oh,
Why would I do that?
think I'm a crazy person?
The worst part is that I'm finding like forums because that's where I have to go now. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure it out. And I have found a handful of people that are like, starts fine in my driveway, starts great when I put it in the water and then I can drive it around. But after it warms up, it will not start again.
So
what do I do? And it's always like one response answer is like, have you checked this? And then there's no follow up.
Yeah.
And then it's like, have you checked this? No follow up. So I have lots of leads, but I've never seen anybody be like, I figured it out. It's this particular valve isn't opening. So go fix that. Like I'm not finding anything.
Yeah.
It's fuel.
You think it's fuel?
It's either vapor lock or leak down.
What about rusted out ground wires?
That's only the previous advice I gave you.
Yeah, but it's popping up in these one answer responses. So this weekend I'm going to get in the back and I'm going to trace every ground wire, see if they're corroded, and start working there. The problem is that if I can get it to fire up in my driveway, it literally
That
means
doesn't,
nothing.
yeah, that doesn't.
It doesn't, and I can't run it long enough to get it hot to
Yeah.
see if it'll then start.
And you have multiple occurrences of this happening
Yeah.
the exact same way. So I don't think it's ground.
It's where I'm starting because it's something I think I can trace.
Yeah, but
I-
a ground sounds like it wouldn't even start, right?
Right. It
Or
would be-
run.
It'd be hit or miss.
But then it's like, all right, let's do the fuel pump. Then it's like, so how do you just replace the fuel pump? Now you're out money. And then you don't know till you get out there. Oh, what if it's the injectors? You know, technically I could check the injectors.
Do you have good insurance on it?
funny you should ask. I've got great insurance on it.
Nice.
In fact, it's a stated value insurance policy. That's literally twice as much as I paid for it. I'm whispering because none of the listeners will hear this.
I'd hate for that thing to sink in the James.
I would too, or burst into flames.
And then sink.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be awful.
What a catastrophe.
Oh.
So
I hope you get it fixed.
yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So we'll see. But if any listeners out there say this sounds familiar, then I love your advice. But
Sure, we'll get
So any
inundated.
women out there with jet boats, let us know what they did to fix it.
yeah. So, but
Or any of you guys' husbands are in the jet boats.
but I've got a new lead on a boat. I believe I sent you the ad.
Yeah.
So I think maybe I'll just pick up this boat because it's small and it's cool. And I think it actually checks all the boxes of what I'm looking to accomplish on the
It
boat.
is small and it's pretty cool. It's a 1988 Hydrostream Vector.
Oh, yeah. That's a little boat.
It's a little boat with a big motor. It looks like it's made to go fast.
Oh, yeah. Every picture of it, well, some of the pictures of it show it, and it's like up out of the water, just the engine in
Yeah.
the water.
That's all.
Like that
It's-
bitch is
it's-
up.
Yeah.
It never gets on plane. It's always up.
It says summer's right around the corner and this fine honey hauler is 100% turnkey and ready to go. This baby's been pulling pink snapper for over 37 years and it's not going to quit anytime soon thanks to the fresh 2-season 2.5 Merc and composite core, stringers, and floor. Cruise with confidence knowing the status of your engine with dual temp, EGT, water PSI, fuel
That's my
PSI, tack, and volt gauges. Like to get drunk and hang out at the gravel pits till 3 a.m.? No worries. Just find the soberest girl on the boat and tell her to pay attention to the trim. Hammer down and she won't hit the mud flat on the way out as you fly down the river on pad at over 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But
That's
wait,
a boat.
it doesn't stop there.
What?
Enjoy peace of mind knowing the coned and lengthened CLE was resealed and pressure tested in fall of 2024.
There we go.
Including new water pump, base, and impeller. I hate to see it go, but it's time for the next lucky guy to take this boat to Tuna Town.
Ooh, he's checking all the boxes. And the pictures he shows,
Got a couple good pictures in here.
the first picture is just a woman laying on the what little bit of boat there is. And it's mostly just ass cheeks.
And
you're into that.
tattoos.
Yeah, but here's the best thing. In all the pictures, he's basically got a woman on the boat. It's never the same woman. That
Yeah, it doesn't
dude's-
look like it.
That dude's boat, as he says, pulls pink snapper. It's a good
I
boat.
think that was a fishing reference.
Oh, it's fishy.
I think it's the same woman years apart.
Could be.
She's just gotten more haggard.
Yep.
No way.
I'm not going to stand for that.
I'm not standing for it either. This thing has been pulling pink snapper for 37 years.
Yeah, but now he's saying it's going to Tuna Town. I think we're on to something.
You think it was pink snapper at one point? Now
Yep.
it's tuna.
Yep.
It's gonna end
Now
up.
it's Arby's roast beef sandwiches.
Yeah, now it's a cow.
Now it's ready to settle down.
That boat. I love a good Facebook ad like that or
Yeah.
a Craigslist ad. Anytime that they're. But we were just talking about that, right? Like that's how you sell a car. You're like,
Yeah.
free CJ7. You're like, fuck yeah. That dude's like, look at all the ass on this boat,
Yep.
and that boat will be gone in no time because he sold it right.
Oh, it's already sold.
It's already gone. Yeah. Well, then I have to fix my little boat.
Yep. Maybe you need some pictures.
You know what
When you're ready to go to Dicktown.
It's pronounced Dickton.
This little boat's been pulling donks since 1999.
I don't even get it. I don't even get it. I know. I don't get it. Why is your boat called Foreskin?
This boat can easily hold 40s in the back and 10 in the front.
That's a callback.
Yeah. It's not accurate.
Get a bunch of pictures when you sell it. Take a bunch of pictures of your wife laying across the front, and then do the same. Then you get in your dong sarong and just do the same pose. So when you're swiping, you're like, yes. Oh God.
Yeah. You looking for chicks? This boat will do it. Looking for dudes? Done deal. Like that is the perfect ad.
This boat goes both ways.
Yeah, this boat does not discriminate.
That's right.
You want to go fast? Check. You want to get straight into the sandpit? Check. This boat does it all. And it really does. It's a really special boat. It really does do all the things well.
Get snapper and hammerhead.
A lot of fishing references.
I think if you replace that turd with a nice British racing turd, you'll at least enjoy looking at one more than the other.
That's true.
You can like sit in one and like enjoy it.
I enjoy staring at all of them.
Oh,
Actually,
Brennan like sitting in the captain's chair
He does like sit
in his driveway.
He does.
I'm a captain.
I'll be honest, I've had more beers with that thing on the trailer.
I called it.
No, it's very true. I will literally get in there and I will take the top off of it and I'll go in the back and I'll turn on the electrical and I'll fire up that brand new stereo I put in it.
Yeah.
It is bitch in. And
That's probably where the engine trouble started, when he jerry rigged some stupid radio in it that's pulling way too much power.
No way.
No, that couldn't be it.
That can't be it.
No.
Those Rockford Fosgate speakers barely use any power.
I don't know, but that bazooka bass tube might be doing it.
No way, dude. It's got its own amp.
Oh, you thought of everything.
No, it's such a kick in the ass that I did literally update the stereo because everything was running perfect, and I upgraded the stereo like a motherfucker, and then all of a sudden it was like, it's better suited for the drive.
Seriously? Try disconnecting everything you did.
I didn't do it. I had it professionally done. You don't think that?
I'm just saying.
And I had them fix the blower and everything. Like I actually had a lot of work done in there. It's heartbreaking. It's apparently.
Sometimes when you have professionals do stuff, they still fuck stuff up.
Honestly, I had something installed in the old truck once, like bitchin' ass stereo, and then I started having alternator problems.
Yeah.
And turned out there was a parasitic draw.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound good.
I still refuse to believe it's the stereo.
So what are you going to do with this boat?
Fucking haul pink snapper, dude. Like a man.
Dave, you're selling your boat, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Is it out there yet? You want to put it out?
Yeah, why don't you just sell it to a listener?
Tell the listeners what you're selling.
It's a 20-year-old Sea Ray Sun Deck 240. 26 feet long with the swim platform. 5.0.
It's a ski boat, right?
No, it's like
It's a cruiser.
it's close to a pontoon without being a pontoon.
Gotcha.
Oh, it's like a hurricane deck boat?
Yeah, but better. It has a full windshield, but it seats like 12 people.
Inboard, outboard?
Has a head. Has
How
a
many
closet.
HP?
260. That's
So-
all right.
So it'll push it up out of the water pretty good.
Does it
yeah.
draw a ton of water?
Yeah, I think it's like 18 inches or something like that.
That's not a lot.
So it's not great for the James, or is it okay?
I hate boating on the James, but it's fine out there.
That's not drawing a lot of water.
Well, compared to like Brennan's boat, probably draws 3 inches or
Yeah.
something.
All day long.
Humble brag.
All day long. Good luck keeping the 3 inches
Or
out of
on a
this
good
thing.
day.
It's done for. It's done for.
Seen for.
Yeah, it's seen for. No, that is the beauty of that little jet boat. Like I just cut it and go roll up right on the shore. It's pretty cool. Which is probably has nothing to do with the fact that it won't fucking work.
Yeah, all those jet boats, man, and jet skis, they suck up all kinds of shit too.
Yeah, which I don't believe is the problem here. I don't see anything in there, but it's gonna be an interesting weekend. I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna start fucking with some things. But again, I can't.
That'll make it better.
I can't prove that it's fixed because it will start when cold.
You gotta take it out. It's gonna be a nice weekend. Take it out. Just don't go far from shore.
Find out the hard way. Actually, no. You can go as far as you want from shore. Just don't turn it off.
Yeah, but that's the test.
Basically you got to run it all the way down the river, run it all the way back up, and then shut it off right by the dock.
There you go.
And then just like drop the anchor and swim a little bit right there at the old boat ramp.
Yeah.
All the drunks are, and like kind of just swim around, and then just find a spot where you're comfortable paddling back from there or towing it back.
Yeah.
And 20 minutes later, pull the spark plugs, see if they're wet with fuel
or water.
They won't be. Then it wouldn't run this next day.
All you need is a little bit of water. There's so many potential issues. I think maybe just take out all the fuel, which I just topped it off, which I haven't quite figured out.
Why take out all the fuel?
What if the
fuel's bad?
What if the fuel's
Is it ethanol fuel or did you get pure fuel put in it?
It is ethanol because it doesn't impact jet ski motors like it does.
That's what they
the others.
say.
Exactly. But now I'm questioning, could it just be?
Yeah.
It's got 5 times as much stay bill in it as it needs.
Oh, that's probably good for it too.
No, it really doesn't. It's the prescribed amount.
Yeah.
Look, it's fucked, man. The whole summer's fucked. Summer hasn't even started, and I'm already like just disappointed because I can't find anyone that I can just throw money at them, which is what you do with boats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You go, oh, here's a bunch of money, make it go.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, I can't take your money. So I'm like, well then I'm gonna have to do it, and I'm stupid.
Yeah, you might want to treat it like a CJ7. Sell the trailer with a free boat.
The beauty is I got such a steal on the boat that if I did sell it, I'm not selling it. Boat and I are gonna have a great summer.
You should sell it.
I'm not selling it. I'm going to the lake. I'm going to the river. I'm doing all the things.
Does your boat know this? Or, you're not taking the boat?
Look, he gets to be the damsel in distress.
Yeah.
Waving.
Save me,
Save
me.
Come quick. Funny you should say that.
Ass or grass, nobody rides for free.
Thank you, sir, for saving me. I guess I owe you.
Can we just do grass?
Guess I owe you for saving me, kind sir. No, we're good. I don't feel right.
Yeah, I insist. I don't know if my yellow jet boat.
We
gave
can
it
see
away.
the shore from here. I'll be quick.
I might never make it. I'm in dire straits. It's unfortunate.
If we don't make it, I need to feel someone's touch.
What am I going to eat? I'm not going to starve. There's a McDonald's across the street. It's like right there. You're sitting in a boat on a trailer listening to yacht rock. What the fuck? You're going to make it, kid.
Dude, can you pull that with your Miata?
That'd
That
be
would
hilarious.
Be the best.
I just want to come around the corner and see like Brendan drunk in the boat in the driveway, just singing Christopher Cross
With a captain's hat on.
Sailing, take me away.
Have you never rolled up here and seen me just sitting
I have
in the boat?
not.
Oh,
I have no doubt you do it.
it's a relatively common theme.
I assume you do that for all your vehicles.
It's really only, well, there's a difference. So in the middle of the night,
In the garage, you hear,
Yeah.
no, in the
sitting
middle
on the motorcycle.
in the middle of the night, I will just get in a car and listen to music. It's so fast. You wouldn't even know these tires are dry rotted.
He's leaning into the turns.
No, it's true. I will get in any one of the cars in the middle of the night and listen to music. There's just something about that. But as far as like,
I know, like when like you could like replace an interior piece of trim in one of your cars, and then like you just get drunk with love again.
I do.
Off that car.
I
Like,
do. I absolutely do. And I've replaced so many things on all these old cars that there's been many late night lovemaking sessions in there. It's just a couple Miller
Solo.
Lights in the floorboard. Oh, it's always solo. My wife's never like, you know what I'd like to do? Listen to music
Yeah,
in your
I'd like to
fucking
see
parked
the
car.
interior trim you worked on
Yes.
today.
And I will literally stare at it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I can't believe a 3D printer did that. Look, stop. Oh, yeah. Unbelievable. But the two vehicles that I will catch myself sitting in, not at night,
The boat.
drop the tailgate on the truck.
Well, the boat makes sense during the day.
Yeah, but it's usually you're absolutely right. Unfortunately, like I clean it all up or like
Yeah.
get something going, and then I'll just sit in it, listen to the radio. My wife's caught me many a times boating in the driveway.
Master boater.
Yeah, just sitting there with a beer in my hand, like this is cool. But the truck gets a lot of love because it has the tailgate, and I do love
The Forerunner.
Yeah, dropping a real tailgate is just. It's a special treat. You know, you take it down.
How many times have you replaced that rear window actuator?
Never.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
man.
No shit. That's crazy. But now that I have the soft top on it, you rarely ever use it. But once a season, I go, and it goes up and I go, fuck yeah, and put it back down. But you get nervous as it's going up.
Yeah.
Like this better go back down. Because when it goes up, you don't know if down works.
Right.
Because it could have, that connection could be fucked.
I forgot about the soft top. That solves a lot of problems.
Solves a lot of problems. Yeah, but you'll catch me in there with a dog on the tailgate next to me and a beer in my hand, just listening.
Living
to
the
music.
dream.
You just write down a name of the episode here.
Just throwing something out there. See if it sticks. If you can read it.
Masterboating in
Yeah.
the driveway.
In the driveways in parentheses.
No, that's Yeah, fuck that. Let's get a deli. I'm done with this.
That's pretty good.
You guys are
Jay
jerks.
threw out masturbating, and I was like,
Nah, you guys are jerks. I don't even like you. Oh, you're looking for the Hefeweizen from Live Oak. The bottom, there's like 3 cans down there.
there we go.
That's it. I'm super excited. Give this beer an old taste. Now, truth be told, I had one of these.
Uh-oh.
So I had never seen this beer, and I was in the mood for a Hefeweizen. So I picked this up at Beer Run in Charlottesville, which has a ton of great beers. And I brought one home before a Marcus King concert. Or I guess I had it after a Marcus King concert, technically. And I remember having a little bit and going, wait, I should deli this. Now, granted, I had already been drinking, so it hasn't been through the lens of a deli. And I just remember thinking, okay, this is okay. This is okay. And then I shut off my thinking because I wanted to give it through the difficult lens of a deli.
This is the Live Oak Hefeweizen Bavarian style wheat ale. Extraordinary lagers and ales craft brewed in Austin, Texas since 1997 using traditional beer making methods inspired by old world style beers made in the shade. Trying to see, it is 5.3 ABV. And that's all the cute stuff that's written on it. So is it hipster because it's from Austin?
No, they weren't. What I think made me go, I should deli this was
You
that
liked it?
no, they weren't trying to be anything, but they'd made one comment on the box and it said that it was brewed in the traditional style.
Yeah.
And I remember sipping it going, I don't know that I taste the traditional Hefeweizen style in it. And then I was like, ooh, I need to put it under the lens of the deli. And so I stopped. I stopped drinking it. And you know what I switched to? A Surfside from 3 weeks back.
You finished your beer. You just didn't drink another one.
No comment. This is the deli. This is the moment. This is when I test it.
I'm going to type something. That way I can hold myself accountable.
Oh, you already have a score?
No.
I'm intrigued by whatever the hell this is. What are you getting at over there, Dave?
I don't want to influence anybody.
Can I see it?
That would influence you.
It smells good. Now, when I first started drinking, I grew up in the country and was raised off cheap beer. But I remember when I got to college and I had a fake ID and I got to go to a real bar that had taps with good beer in it. and I had Franzenskanner Hefeweizen.
Oh, classic.
And I fell in love with Hefeweizen.
I love a Hefeweizen.
And I've always liked the Hefeweizen. So the font, the look of this can, the traditional old world style, I'm going in expecting a big number here.
That's the problem. Okay, never mind. No, because that traditional style, while they are in the game, I don't think it's a true traditional style, but it's certainly in the ballpark. Now, I put something down. Of all the words, I think Dave did not want us to be influenced by a word or a statement. So I wrote that word down just to kind of see if I can read his mind.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go?
But isn't that word typically in this beer?
Yeah, but I think that,
It's over the top?
no, I just think that that's the word he's going with.
Okay. Well, he's probably always thinking about that word.
No, not the truth.
So the word's yeast. Right?
Was that your word?
No, flip it over.
No, it's not. That's
But that's
funny.
a funny joke.
No, it's
And
super.
you should see a doctor.
It's super.
So what I wrote down is something is missing.
Oh,
Like the weedy fullness of what I would think of as a traditional Hefeweizen. It's got that bite at the end, which is good, but then it feels like
Kind of-
empty in the middle.
Kind of feels like a light Hefeweizen.
so that's why when I read their thing and it said like in the traditional fashion, and I couldn't put my finger on it. Now, granted, I was like, it was the end of the night. I'd come back from a concert and I had it, and I was like, oh, I need to deli this because this is not the moment. I shouldn't drink any more of these, and I just stopped. But that's the initial kind of reaction I had. I go, I get that it's hitting the marks, but it's like a soulless tango. Like we're hitting the marks.
What word did you write down? Banana?
Because it has the marks, but it doesn't have the bite. And I couldn't put my finger on it until you just said that. So yes, it's in.
Did you say fullness?
It's missing the fullness. It has that whatever bite at the end, like kind of, I don't want to say aftertaste, but that hallmark of a Hefeweizen. It has that, but then it seems like it's missing everything else.
But it still has. So all right,
Like no one would say, I don't know what type of beer this is.
Yeah.
do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first? Because I have an opinion now that I've looked at it through the lens.
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
So what turned me off was them saying it was a traditional Hefeweizen, because a traditional Hefeweizen should have a bite. I agree. And sometimes it's a peppery bite. And depending on where it's coming out of and what part of Europe, it gets that kind of like, it gets a peppery bite. But then you get something like a Hogarten, which leans in more of a clove bite than a peppery bite. But they all have that kind of banana backbone. So what this is missing is a bite. But if you recall, there was a time before craft beers were big where like Pyramid and Widmer Brothers, they were putting out Hefeweizens. And those Hefeweizens were so easy drinking that they made that European style, that German Hefeweizen, like far more approachable. And I liked that because it was now more of like a gateway drug versus like a destination drug.
Less acquired taste.
Yeah, it was just easily approachable. What I like about this is we're straddling the line between that bastardized American version that loses the clove and loses the banana.
I think this has the clove at the end.
It does, but it doesn't have that bite. And I don't know what that bite is. I know what you're saying of a true German Hefeweizen. But it's straddling the line where I have that banana, I have that clove, but it's a little more easy drinking than maybe a hardcore Hefeweizen. This is somewhere in between the bastardized American version and the true German version. But as I drink it, I think easy drinking, dig the clove. I happen to like clove in my Hefeweizen, and I like the banana. It's super refreshing. I'm gonna go high.
Wow.
I'm gonna go 4.
Oh, you love this.
I really do. I think Live Oak has nailed the abomination that is the American Hefeweizen and a German Hefeweizen, and somehow missed the mark for both. But for me, has found a really nice middle ground that I enjoy. I would drink the shit out of this beer. That's a damn good beer.
Well, I'll go next. This, you can tell it's a quality beer, but like I said, my expectations might have been too high, and maybe I do like the Americanized, but I feel like I definitely 10 years ago got into Hefeweizens, and they were imported directly.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't something craft made, and those were delicious. It's not a bad drink. It's a little off-putting, but I think it's better than average, so I'm going to go 3.
Okay. So we're at a 3.5 right now, Troy.
So I think this beer starts down the right path and starts to hit all the tasting of a Hefeweizen, to Dave's point. But to me, this beer finishes with like it's just weak. Just, it starts strong and then it just fades, and it's just not.
Doesn't have enough.
To me, it tastes like a watered down Hefeweizen, like a light Hefeweizen. And being that, to your point, Brendan, they're going down the old world style, like I'm expecting a full body.
I wish they'd never said that.
Yeah. Well, and the design of the can, like
the way they wrote Hefeweizen,
yes,
screams German.
Yes. Like it should be coming out of a cask, you know, like
yeah, it should be.
It should be served in a 64-ounce mug, you know, like
yes. You should have to flip the top up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a beer stein.
On your stein.
So I wanted to give it a 3.5, but the more I thought about it, like I'm gonna go with 3. Like it's good. Yeah. It's a good beer, and it's not a bad tasting beer. I like the taste of it, but it's just because of what it was kind of selling. You know,
it oversold itself.
Yeah, just and it
if
underperformed.
It had been written Hefeweizen in like some like font that screamed more modern,
and didn't say
would you have given it a 3.5?
Probably. And if they didn't say we're brewing this in traditional old world style,
so they misrepresented themselves.
So that's a 3.33.
Yeah, which if this had finished anywhere under a 3, I would be demanding a recount.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. It's the fact that it isn't as good as a real Hefeweizen.
Yeah.
Because I love the bastardized American version of Hefeweizen.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
But I like a real Hefeweizen.
Yeah. But I think this does a good job of straddling the lines. So I think a 3.3, it's kind of actually a fairly accurate score.
Straddling the line
like
between a 3 and a 3.5. Like
it's better than a 3.
Yeah.
But it's not a.
I guess
4.
technically it's not a deli.
No, it apparently it shouldn't be because of everything you guys said. Because if you want a traditional Hefeweizen, this will fall flat.
Yes.
But I like a watered down bitch Hefeweizen and a good Hefeweizen. I like the way it straddles. So yeah, I think a 3.3 is a fair score. I think it did exactly what.
But if you saw that logo, you saw that can, you're thinking this shit is
you're getting
a throwback. Yeah.
You're getting the good shit.
Yeah.
But you're not. You're getting the fucking live.
I guess you should know it. You know, it does say from Austin, Texas.
Yeah. I don't even think they allow Germans there.
Yes. I guess stick to your Hefeweizen that's actually from Germany.
Yeah. So I think a 3.3 is actually a pretty good score. That's 2 weeks in a row that we have fallen flat. I was riding high because we came out of like
we were on a run.
We had a couple delis, like a couple things that really hit the mark, and now we're just we're not getting them. Well, now, I was hoping this would be it. Like I said, when I had that first taste, but
I wonder what our deli percentage is. Like, what would you guess? Like a batting average. Like, what would you think?
10%.
So 100. Like we're batting 100.
Yeah.
So for every 1,000 beers,
bad
100
beers
beers
are Hall of Fame numbers. They're killing it. Killing it.
You think we've had way more worse beers, like under 2s than delis?
No, I think we tend to be we're pretty lenient. I think the average beer lands between 2.5 and 3.5. If you just looked at all of our numbers.
Yeah.
I think everything's between average and there, and I think the outliers are the turds and the delis.
Yes.
Which is exactly what you would think most beers probably are. Most people aren't putting out bad beers.
Yeah.
But fuck, they are. There's some of them.
But there are also not a lot of great beers being put out.
Yeah, I think there's just as many bad beers as great beers. I would bet you
It's probably...
the sub 2.5s are, there's probably less of them than delis, but not by much.
I would bet between 2 and 3.5 is 8 out of 10 beers. And then 1 sub 2 and 1 deli.
Ooh, I think we haven't found a lot of really bad beers. Sub 2?
Yeah, I don't think you're 1 for 1 turds and delis.
I don't know. I feel like I get below 2 on a regular basis.
I mean, we've had some bad beers, but we've been doing this for a decade.
True.
I mean, that's 52 a year. Outside of the occasion.
We didn't do it, the first year maybe?
Yeah, and then we had the occasional drink challenges and the food challenges. And
that's a lot of beer we've tried.
The one time we had the one chip challenge, which will always live in my brain in infamy. It popped in my brain real quick. It's rent free right back there, just waiting for an excuse to come out. That thing still, every once in a while, I crap something out that burns. And I'm like, it's no one chip poop.
Yeah.
That was the worst poop.
Or is it?
Nah,
or is it a remnant?
I'm
that
afraid.
You're just now getting past.
I'm afraid it's a ghost pepper that's been caught on a polyp. It's just heartbreaking, man. That one chip challenge was the dumbest thing we ever did on the podcast.
Yeah. Whoever thought of that should be beaten.
Thanks, Nick.
Was that Nick?
That was Nick. Remember he walked in here one day, it was a football Sunday, and he goes, I brought something for you guys. And he dropped down 2 one chips. I was like, well, and that was the year that particular variation of the one chip killed a kid.
Yeah.
And everything changed. So because every year they had to make it stronger. Stronger.
Then they got rid of it, right?
They dumbed it down. It's like the Four Loko without the crack. It's not as cool.
No,
we had literally
I feel like I don't see it anymore in convenience stores.
No, we had the pinnacle of the One Peak Challenge. Literally the one that killed the kid.
We did it.
That's what we had. And then they got shut because every year they were like, we need 100,000 more Scoville.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't here for that.
Yeah. Your powder looking ass looks like you'd still be sweating.
I would die.
Do y'all ever watch that show Hot Ones?
Yeah.
I've only seen clips of it and never watched the show, which is weird because I love hot food. I love chicken wings.
But you have to like the person they're interviewing.
Well, and I do like some of the people. Obviously, they get big names on there. It just seems like a weird thing.
It is.
It amazes me the people that don't flinch, like all the way to the end. You're like, wow.
I watched some.
I know it makes me want to try it. Like I'd like to try that.
Makes me wonder if it's not like they didn't really go to space.
You don't think they really ate it?
I'm thinking for the right amount of money, you can be like, I'm having ketchup on these wings.
Yeah,
that's it. But you just say, yeah, it's the 40,000.
I think if you watch, some of them take very small bites of the higher Scoville ones.
I'd be murdering chicken wings on that show, dude.
Dude, you say that. Have you ever done like a true hot wing challenge?
No, because I like hot food. So like I always get a hot flavor, but like I never go to the extreme one because it's a gimmick, like the hot chip challenge. Like you don't enjoy that, but I do enjoy eating chicken wings. So I have a feeling the first 2 or 3, I'd be like, yes, sir.
Of course
let's go.
Everybody would.
I did.
Well, I don't know. Some people don't like my family doesn't like any spice at all. Like Texas Pete.
So you're the one who likes the spice. More so than
And y'all know people like that, right? We all know people like that.
Oh,
like,
I have a daughter the other day was eating like some celery on some shit, and she was like, "It's spicy," and I was like, "You've lost your fucking mind." Like, that is not spicy. She's like, "I'm working on it. My tolerance is getting better." I was like, "It's not."
Yeah, like sometimes we go to Mexican, they'll be like, "Oh, the salsa's spicy tonight." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? This shit is the."
Yeah. Yeah. I did. If you go to Virginia Tech, there's a place called Sharky's.
Mm-hmm. I've eaten there.
So they have the 911 challenge. And I did that one night, and they were like, if you can eat, a dozen of these wings in 20 minutes, then you get a shirt. And that seemed like a logical move because I wanted the shirt.
Yeah. That you probably could have bought.
No, you earn that shirt.
No, it was like it was like I survived the 911.
Yeah.
Not just a Sharky shirt.
And like a handful of us went up there. This is the fucked up thing. Like, they used to take pledges up there and make them do the 911 challenge.
Oof.
I just went there with a couple buddies. We were like, we're doing 911 challenge. And 50% of us got through it. And that was fucking crazy. But there is a point where you go through, you have those like first like 2-3 wings. You have reached peak threshold of pain.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. So now it's like,
So a lot of it's in your mind.
it's mental at that point. It's like, can you continue knowing what you're doing?
Yeah.
Like, this pain is here. You could start working on relief,
Yeah.
or you can just do this for the next 10 minutes where it'll never subside. It'll just stay at this intense pain. And if you can do it, And I just did it.
Blocked it out and did it.
Went through it. And that was before I could eat spicy food. I was like one of those where I was like, this American cheese is spicy. Like, I wasn't built for this. And I powered through it.
This Sprite is spicy.
Yeah. Bubbles. But I was able to do it. And without like a gun to my head, like not like a pledging situation, which they don't put guns to your head, but it sure feels that way. But I just.
Now you'd be arrested.
Yeah, but I just knocked it out and made it happen.
We were up there for a dive meet, or down there, I should say, and we went to Sharky's. We were out. It was a nice day, and we were wandering around campus, and we went to Sharky's, and it was like the floor was sticky, and it was like your typical dive bar, and it was midday, and like a bunch of people were in there, like just throwing them back, and my kids were just like, "What is going on in here?"
That's it.
Yep.
So you've been.
Yeah.
That's the place. But I think those kind of challenges are interesting. But the hot wings, I watched a girl the other day. She was on there. And my kids were watching it because they were like, we love her. She's the best. Some musician. Still don't know who she was.
Yeah.
I remember looking over and going, yeah, I would.
Yeah. That's how you look at every woman.
No. Just that one.
Oh, okay.
Celebrity. Like Spacebound. Call back to the last episode. So... No, I was watching it, and she literally got to a point where like I knew she wasn't faking because she was talking and she's like, I don't know what I'm saying. She's like, I've been kind of not here.
But none of their noses are running.
Oh, she was falling apart. Like, she was a really pretty girl at the beginning. And she was a lot less pretty later.
Did you see the DJ Khaled one?
I think I did.
I saw a clip of it, and he like taps out on wing 2, and he's like coughing, and and he's like, I'm quitting, but I'm not a quitter. And then he did his weird DJ Khaled like explain how he's not a quitter even though he just quit, and it's like, no, you're a fucking quitter, dude.
I like that people, they're like, oh yeah, he's got a point. I love that. I love when people can explain like from a position that cannot be defended.
Yeah.
And they speak so eloquently in circles to the point you go, yeah, he gets it. Because he'll get like that one sound clip where you go, oh, that actually makes sense. But like it took him a while to get there. And Khaled is like the master of that.
Yeah.
He'll just speak through it.
Yeah.
He's a bitch.
He's made a career out of it.
Yeah. But like I never would have thought DJ Khaled could do it.
Yeah.
Because he looks like he comes from privilege.
Yes.
Like he's more waspy than most.
Yeah.
Like people who know what that means know it's not possible. I get it. But I don't think of him as tough.
Seems like a weird show to take off the way it has.
The dude who did it is like, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
So we have a buddy who comes over here on Sundays who every year orders all of those hot sauces. And he actually hosts a Hot Ones challenge.
Oh, wow.
Nah. But good try. Stu's brother.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he did that.
Yeah. And he invites me every year. And I go, yeah, I'm good. Because there's only so many Scovilles I want.
Yeah. Yeah, because at some point you're just it's a jackass stunt.
But if you want to, we could have him bring over a full.
I mean,
Hot
any
Ones.
of us could go buy some,
Yeah, but
Dave's Insanity sauce and torch ourselves, but that's no fun to me. Like, I like spicy food, but I don't want to like.
But he could bring them, and we could do an episode while doing the Hot Ones,
That sounds horrible.
and we could let him interview us because there's nothing like one of Stu's
Sure,
family
that'd be
members running an interview.
I don't know if you heard my eyes roll there.
I literally could not hear it. It was.
Where is
interesting.
Stu?
I don't know.
Is he ever coming back?
I have no idea.
Stu, reach out to us.
I miss Stu.
Today's his 5-year anniversary
Of what?
of his fiance. They've been together 5 years.
Oh, Stu has a lot of anniversaries.
Yes.
I had a Nirvana turd 7 years ago today. Did you see that 74 Thunderbird?
That thing's pretty sick.
I got driven to
That's
high
exactly what my 85 LeBaron looked like. Burgundy with a burgundy half top.
So
brown.
people aren't watching, but this is 74 Thunderbird. So it got sold for $5,000. That car is what I got driven to high school in
That's
every
all?
day.
That seems like a pretty good deal.
No, because they're turds.
Yeah.
I got driven to high school every day in that. And back in the 90s,
How's it a turd?
kid was made fun of for driving that car.
That whole era, late 70s, is known as the malaise era because the car sucked so bad.
It's an awful car.
Looked pretty good.
Probably had a V8 that had like
7 horsepower. Yeah. So here's something I won't get clowned about.
Oh, test
Challenge accepted.
So
Keep a straight
Yeah, he already knows.
so on Netflix, they just came out with this new anime special. And it's called Devil May Cry. And so I started watching
Do you collect them all?
So I started watching Devil May Cry. And I was like, I mean, this is good, but there's got to be better anime out there, right?
Oh no.
So
Said no straight guy ever.
Well, no. I think the teens.
Well, incels like him.
well, that's funny you even mentioned that particular point because I've been watching a lot of anime lately.
And not having sex.
And no, this is
On a totally unrelated note.
no. So this was going to be brought up much later in the conversation, but because I'd already gone through this in my head once, and I know this isn't going to go well. I didn't expect you guys to jump on me so quick. I've noticed that actually I'm getting a lot less sex since I started watching anime, and I'm starting to wonder if there's like
But does your wife know? Because she's probably in bed when you're doing this.
watching the anime.
Yeah.
No, I think there's like a genuine stink that comes
Oh, yeah, I could see. That makes sense.
like a weird anime stink.
Yeah.
Like where she's like, this guy's eyes.
I was already not attracted to you. Now I'm really not attracted
It's like my
to you.
eyes are doing that shaky, glassy thing.
Touch me, or are you looking really sexy tonight?
But
Do you want to have the sex?
but my mouth doesn't move at the right pace. You know? No, but like when I cry,
You're
it goes,
overdubbed.
yeah, exactly. My mouth stops moving, but the words keep coming.
Yeah.
And then I do love.
Of all the shit on Netflix, that's what you choose to watch. There's tons of great documentaries,
He
dude.
saw an article.
It was something in my
Some
periphery.
cool young kids watching it.
No, something in my periphery was like, hey, this Devil May Cry is pretty
I
good.
want to be Alpha 2.
So I started watching Devil May Cry.
The guy in my Miata said he liked it.
Hey, buddy, how much to take a ride in my Miata to this alley?
I know you can't talk right now, but when you're done, tell me what you've been watching on Netflix.
He said, Devil May Cry. I took it as he must be talking about the show.
Yeah.
He was just saying no.
No, he was just in
horrible. Yeah. No, so I started watching it and I was like, I thought it was okay. But it reminded me of how much I've actually enjoyed some anime.
You couldn't pay me to watch one anime show.
I'm going to.
No.
Here it comes.
He's throwing out a challenge.
Not watching it.
So then I realized I'd heard people talk about a show. And I was like, I've never taken the time because I'm a ninja scroll.
Who are these people talking about this stuff? Dave, you and I talking about this stuff? The forums I go on say he's pretty sick.
He's on the jet boat Discord.
Yeah.
Not accurate. Allow me to go a step back. I currently drive a supercharged Miata with some ground effects and Nissan Skyline GTR rims.
Shit.
So what universe do I live in? That little JDM universe, like I have one of my tentacles is in that universe.
Testicles?
Nope.
No tentacles.
Tentacles.
Yeah, that's an anime.
That's hentai.
Oh, well, excuse me. Pardon me, kind sir, for not knowing your
Okay. Yeah, we see this is the problem.
Japanese animation.
You don't know your anime.
Yeah,
and you
mock
don't
me
know
for
the
that.
difference between porn and movies and shows and all the fun stuff. But hentai porn, boy, that's a whole different world. I actually can barely finish. If I'm being honest.
But you're a pro.
I'm a gamer.
Well, after all your anime, you've got to finish.
And I am a bit of a gamer. So I got all right, look. I fall into these certain I Renaissance man.
Yeah, except with nothing productive.
Fair. Okay. All right. Now that we've established a baseline, can I continue?
Yes.
Yeah, tell us about
Thank
your anime show that Dave and I are not going to watch because we're grown-up males.
So I started like thinking back, and I was like, what do I hear about? And there's this show called Attack on Titan.
Ooh.
And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna check out this Attack on Titan. Dude,
I still want to know who these people are that are talking to you about this.
it's just out there in the universe.
You and I hear the same thing all the time.
If you spend enough time in the universe, you hear stuff. And people who are into JDM cars, they're putting, these particular rims on the look.
Dude, if you get some anime down the sides of your Miata, you will have so much dick. You won't know what to do with it.
I think some aggressive, inappropriate, porn hentai, porn stickers in the back glass will look pretty sick too.
In particular, with many tentacles.
Yes.
Some Blue Origin rockets.
Yes.
Flesh colored.
I'm just saying, if you have enough tentacles, you can satisfy a lot.
Yeah. That's a fact.
This is how.
That's how you think.
Yeah, you guys are going down the wrong fucking road.
Oh, sorry.
And I keep feeding into it because you guys are assholes and I'm a degenerate too. So I'm like, yeah, so many tentacles, so many women. No, it's not how. Screw this. So I went back because I was old school. I'm Ninja Scroll disciple. Obviously, you guys know what I'm talking about. That's what's up.
We'll say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So I was like, I got to see this Attack on Titan. Like I never watched it. I'll be damned if I haven't watched like 10 episodes in the last 48 hours. This shit is really good.
No.
No, like genuinely good.
Incorrect.
I think that if you watched it, you might actually
That will not
be
happen.
like,
Are they good because they have a good story?
yeah, it's all the story. It has nothing to do, well, and the violence is pretty sick.
Cartoon violence.
Cartoon violence can be graphic.
Sure. I believe you.
They still make movies, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is a show.
No, but I'm saying there's still John Wicks and shit like that out.
Oh, I love a John Wick. Now there's violence. That's the perfection of violence. You know why I like John Wick? Because he never shoots more bullets than the gun can hold. I respect that. He's constantly reloading or stealing guns, which as someone who plays video games, you're always you only had this many shots.
Yeah.
You got to get another gun or you got to get another clip. And John Wick plays into that the whole time. Anytime you watch the John Wick movies, he's always looking for the next gun or a way to reload the gun.
Or just kill him with his bare hands.
When it goes click, click.
Yeah.
He does. Yeah, but I respect it. But this Attack on Titan's actually been pretty...
Well, you'll have to give us an update because I will not spend 1 second looking
Who's
for
your
this
favorite
shit.
character?
Well, Aaron's going to be the best character. I mean, he's obviously the guy. But I can't tell you much about why because spoilers.
Don't worry.
You're not going to spoil anything.
I just think you guys should give it a shot.
No.
You can watch. There are certain anime things out there, and I'm not recommending Devil May Cry. I'm going to finish it, but I don't think you should start it.
Is it?
As long as there's good
Does it
documentaries.
suck, or is it too hardcore for our virgin eyes?
No, I just think Netflix has gotten their hand on the concept, and it almost feels like they're just going through the concept.
Once or twice a week, Netflix puts out a great real life documentary that I would rather watch.
I get it.
No, you don't, because you're watching anime like a nerd.
But I just think that maybe
Nope.
you should give it a shot.
Sorry, Charlie.
You're not broadening your horizons.
Correct. I'm not going to argue that.
His defense is no defense.
My
Yes.
defense is
So you understand what I'm saying?
I'm not into it. Never will be into it. Never understand it.
What about it?
Could you imagine Troy at Comic-Con dressed as his favorite anime character?
Miserable Pikachu over here doing his fucking thing.
Could you imagine Brendan doing that?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
But that's because I go all in. Life is for living.
I got the special gloves with the nails.
I turned mommy out of here.
You think I wouldn't?
Could you take your boat?
For the record, Sea-Doo's parent company is Canadian. I would never drive that to a Comic-Con. That's just lame.
I mean, technically, you could take a 4Runner.
Yeah, but honestly, those rims, those Skyline GTR rims that are sitting on the Miata, I'd pull in there, and that particular crew be like, "What?
Yeah,
That's dope.
Those are your people.
Yeah,
My dad showed me a picture of those ones.
well, they're from the second gen Skyline.
Everybody
you
knows
guys-
that.
You guys would know this stuff. You've just spent more times exploring life. There's
Yeah,
a big world out there.
We're not living by not watching anime, Dave. That's what we've learned here tonight.
It's a fair
I'm
point.
just saying, there's a big world out there, and there's a lot of people who spend all their time in their lane, and those people get very myopic. And I mean,
And they're
All the
called anime watchers.
All the
most anime watchers only, you know what I mean?
Right.
They celebrate anime. And they just live in that world.
Brendan's more worldly because he watches anime. Because all the greats.
I did watch half a season of Love on the Spectrum.
That's good. That's a good show.
It has a lot of anime in that world.
That does not help my cause.
I do like that show. That's a pretty good show.
Oh, it's like retards.
No.
No, they're on the spectrum.
I was prepared
Which
to...
one?
You've never the autism spectrum.
Okay.
You've never watched Love on the Spectrum?
No, that feels hurtful.
No.
I was expecting to like make fun of it. And then I
No,
was like,
you can't.
this is fascinating.
It's the most purest joy and love. Like, it's the cutest show ever.
How am I the fucking nerd?
Because this is real life. We're not living in a fantasy world with your cartoons.
But they do love some anime.
Yes.
You know my favorite thing about autistic?
Because they're 6.
He could speak their language.
Yes.
Like they're talking shit and I'm like, I have no idea what they're saying, but this is adorable.
My favorite thing about autistic people, like, I think it is the most interesting trait. They hate lies. Hate lies. They can't understand lies.
Yeah.
Like, why would you lie?
Yeah.
Because they don't have to defend their position. Like that
Yep.
thing doesn't exist. So lies don't exist in their universe. They
Yeah.
just tell the truth because that's the truth.
Oh, they do it on the show. They're just like, yeah,
And
I
so-
don't like you like that. Have a good day. Goodbye.
Yes. And so we see that.
There's no games. There's no wait 2 days to text back. Like, there's like,
Absolutely not.
I'm into you, not into you.
And some of them are like, you like those? I like those too. I love you.
Yes.
We should do it right now. Yes. And then like,
Oh, what?
And then-
Ew, this fucking.
And then they do it on camera.
No, they do not. Ew, your nipple's gross.
and then they say something that they don't disagree with. They're like, this isn't working out. We should break up.
Yeah.
Because it's black and white.
Yeah, it is.
And that's actually what I love about interacting
But sometimes,
with autistic people.
They get all excited and they're like, I like XYZ. And then they're like, I love XYZ too. And it's like, no, you don't. But you're so in the moment, you're just going along with it.
I don't know that they would, though. They don't lie.
A lot of times they're so excited. They're not lying. They're just trying to like.
It's like when you're a kid and your parents are like, look, on our neighbor's roof, it's Santa Claus.
Yeah.
You're like, I see it too.
Exactly.
Kid's not lying.
Yeah.
The thing that so what I'm getting at with the lies is they can't.
Hey, I don't tell you how anime works, dude. Don't come over here giving me how level on the spectrum works.
You think I haven't spent time understanding autism? This is what I do. So I find it fascinating that since they don't like the big black and white lies, they don't understand the subtle lies that we tell
Right.
all day long. Like,
Out of kindness.
yes.
Yeah, like
Right. They'll be like, what's wrong with your nose?
yeah.
But it's also the you look fantastic.
I like that
today.
shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's those little subtle things that we say. You look great today.
Miatas are cool.
Can't wait to see you again.
Yeah.
Or see you tomorrow. And they're like, but you won't.
Yeah.
So why would you say that?
Yeah.
And it's like that's hard for them to fathom. So like they would never say. They'll be like, I'll never see you again. And you're like, what the fuck,
Dude,
was that?
I saw something on a recent episode we watched last night. This season, this couple broke up because the girl wanted to have premarital sex, and the dude was like, "My religion, no, thank you." And they broke up over it. Oh. I was like, first off, how often do you see a dude not do that?
If you could just introduce him to soaking, we could find the middle ground.
Yes.
So important. Mm-hmm. Soaking.
He doesn't know the tricks.
We should start a not-for-profit soaking for the autistic.
Yeah.
Be a good not-for-profit.
Instead of autism speaks, it's autism soaks.
Soak on the spectrum.
Yes. That's a good title.
Soak on the spectrum. I thought we were masturbating in the driveway.
Oh, that's right. That was this. I forget. We've done
I
two.
could soak on the spectrum.
Yeah, you could. Some of the girls are cute as hell too. It's funny.
Shh! I put a tack on Titan on. I'll just lay
We'll
here.
both be turned on.
I'll just lay here. Neither one of us will have fun, but we're doing it. Everybody wins.
And another thing that happened in the most recent episodes, this couple's been dating 3 years, and it's funny because they're both autistic, and
That's not funny.
No, she's like,
How dare you?
she goes, they had the most like real interaction. They're sitting in front of the camera, like talking to the camera, and the girl's like, "When are we gonna get married?" And the dude's like,
Probably not.
when it's right, when the time's right. And she's like, "And when's that?" And he's like, "When the time's right." I'm like, this is a normal couple. Like,
Yeah.
she's giving him, she's like holding his feet to the fire, and he's like, "When it'll happen," but
That's the thing. Those are normal conversations.
yeah,
There's just no lies in them.
it's a good show.
Like he can't bullshit.
Finish your anime show first before you get into
Oh, I will.
Level on the Spectrum.
Actually, I heard there's many seasons of this show.
There's, I think it's season
No,
3.
not soaking on the spectrum. Attack on.
Oh well, finish that because that's living.
I'm just excited because I found a new anime that I'm kind of.
I'm happy for you.
I'm digging it.
Good.
And
Now I
like-
know where this weird shit pops up on Netflix. I'm always like, who watches this shit? Now I know.
I'm not telling you to watch Devil May Cry. You got to go to Hulu and wade through commercials. It's heartbreaking.
Netflix has a ton of weird shit for other countries on it. It's like,
They
who
do.
watches this stuff?
I was in like a rental place the other day and they were still logged into someone's account.
Yeah.
And I was like, you dummies left your login in. And I was like, damn. And I could tell it was hilarious. I was like, all right, the wife is Indian
Yeah.
because all the shit was like everything was Indian. And
Well, I think that's just Netflix at this point. Because there's a lot of Indian movies that pop up on mine.
No, the husband literally only liked sports related content. And I was blown away at how much Indian content. And then I went in his profile, and every movie had a sports backbone. And there were sports movies I'd never heard of. Sports shows, sports action. I was like, what the fuck?
And then you went to the 6-year-old autistic one and watched your anime show?
Yep. That's how it all started, Troy. You got to the Genesis. You got to the fucking Genesis.
I figured it out.
Yeah, you figured me out, you son of a bitch. No, that's just, I just, it's amazing how much shit Netflix has that if you can find someone who's gone down a road and they're like, this is what you're into. And I didn't realize how myopic all of those things were.
Yeah.
Like it's got them dialed in.
Mm-hmm.
It is weird that it showed me the anime though, because that is what really started this whole fucking.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
No, I was like Devil May Cry. I was like, I like
on
anime.
that on those people's account.
No. It was on. No, it was my Netflix. Was like this motherfucker watched this shit, and I did, and then I was like, this isn't good enough, and then I went down the rabbit hole and found Attack on Titan. In fact, we should wrap this fucker up because I'd rather go inside and watch that because you guys are hateful.
Let's do it. I don't want to talk anime anymore. You're doing us both a favor.
Well, win-win.
Yes.
Oh, wait. I don't remember how to work it. I panicked for a second. I got to pee so bad. I'm like, dude, an 81 DeLorean. Here we go. Thank you guys so
Speaking
much for tuning
turds.
in. We appreciate the support. If you haven't had a chance to Cincinnati swap people, seriously, go on over, grab their phone, sign them up for the show. It's probably the fastest way to doing it. And then you don't have to have a real conversation with them. You just sign them up.
Yep.
It was easy. All you had to do was ask for their password or go, hey, hold your phone to your face. If you have any topics, please send them over to insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. We'd love to hear what you're talking about, what you're thinking about. Let these guys know that Attack on Titan doesn't suck.
Yeah. Please, someone, anyone.
We're probably not going to get a lot of feedback on that
Yeah,
one.
probably not.
If you have too much discretionary money, you can send it over to the old Venmo.
At Inside the Pallet House.
Troy always hits his cue.
Nice.
It's the best. If you need a mortgage, head over to screendoormortgage.com, assuming you live in Georgia or Virginia. Jimmy would be glad to take care of you. Please tell him that you came from Inside the Pallet House. And he'll take extra care of you? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, boy, we've gone the wrong way. If you need sunglasses, head over to Nectar Sunglasses and drop ITPH in the coupon code. You'll get 20% off what is already a damn good pair of sunglasses at a reasonable price. What else I got, Troy?
That's it.
Fuck yeah. Nailed it.
Give us a review, but you're not going
We're never
to.
gonna
So
do
why
that.
even bring it up?
No, don't bring it up.
Bunch of
don't bring it up.
dipshits.
Don't review the show.
Yeah.
Oh, let's try the other angle.
Yeah.
Stop reviewing the show.
Stop giving us reviews. It's too much.
We have too many reviews. Slow your roll.
Go back to watching Devil May Care.
No, that one's not great. Well, I mean, it's okay. Actually, yeah, no, watch it. But don't enjoy it.
And then let us know how much you love it.
Dave, any last words of wisdom?
Nah.
I got to.
That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
You want me to push that button? Oh, boy. A lot of pressure.
This nerd watches anime. He's a fully grown adult male.
He's on the spectrum.
I give him a pass.
Here's his conversation on the lake. I like boats too.
It's just a weird lane for that guy. Are you gonna say something?
Nah. I'm out.